Rob Manfred of Major League Baseball have made it official, releasing new guidance to crack down on the usage of foreign substances, which would result in an ejection and a 10-game suspension if you put foreign substances and goop on the baseball. Look, I am fascinated to see if this is enough and if it works. I will give baseball credit for doing something. They had to. Also, it goes noted, in the first 2 months of the baseball season, the team batting average, player batting average, was in the 230s. Now it's up, over the last few weeks, to about 247. That's a big deal. Once it was out there that this was going to be a policy, all of a sudden you can tell that the offense has started to improve because pitchers are trying to get used to the fact that they can mess around with the baseball. Now, I think that the umpires are a big part of this, and starting on June the 21st, umpires, they don't need a manager or a pitching coach to tell them, go check for a substance. If they see, Vaseline, or if they see the spider tack on, the brim of someone's cap, they're going to go to the mound and their pitcher's going to get thrown out of the game. Now, I think stars, that this policy is going to deter them from cheating. The average pitcher, where it's going to be a 10-game suspension with pay, I don't think it's going to deter them at all, because you're missing one start and you're still going to get paid. Also, this still, at the end of the day, it's on Rob Manfred, messed with the baseballs. That hurt the offense. Hitters have no two-strike approach. I mean, one of the reasons why no hitters are in vogue and the swing and miss ratio is off the charts and it's historic. There's still a lot more that needs to be done, but this is a good start for Major League Baseball. Fascinated to see, and the umps cannot be intimidated. I don't care what level of star it is. If they're cheating, they have to be thrown out of the game and suspended. Bears head coach Matt Nagy tells our good friend Chris Collinsworth on his outstanding podcast that there is no scenario where Justin Fields is starting week 1 over Andy Dalton. Nah, this is not it. So I went through all the stages that I'm sure the Bears fans have been going through today. Anger, I was repulsed, disbelief, shock, and I'm choosing not to believe Matt Nagy. I don't believe it. I think he was lying to the great Chris Collinsworth. You can't be that foolish to look at your QB depth chart and say, I don't give Justin Fields a chance. You traded for him to be the guy. I mean, there are plenty of examples throughout the history of the NFL where coaches and GMs have lied. Josh Rosen's our guy. Matt Flynn's our starter. So many examples through the years. Andy Dalton is Andy Dalton. Justin Fields, he won at Ohio State, played brilliantly at Ohio State. I mean, can you please get Andy Dalton off my TV? I don't want to look at his face. I don't want to look at his numbers. He's completed 62% of his passes in his career. You can't roll with Andy Dalton. And please, do not tell me this is a Patrick Mahomes, Alex Smith situation. Don't do it. And I know Matt Nagy was in Kansas City. You can't tell me that. Please, it's apples to Oldsmobiles. And don't tell me, and Collinsworth will be there on Sunday Night Football on NBC, you can't start Fields against Aaron Donald and the Rams defense. Jalen Ramsey and the Rams. By the way, Andy Dalton historically is the worst in prime time. The worst. So you can't start Andy Dalton in LA against the Rams, a team that I think is going to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. Justin Fields has played in much bigger games, going up against Michigan and throughout the course of his career in the college football playoffs in the Big Ten. Justin Fields equals hope. Listen, if he knows the playbook, if he's throwing bombs in practice like he is, you start him. If he's great in the preseason, you start him. Of course, Justin Fields should be given every opportunity to win. Bears haven't had a quarterback since Sid Luckman. What are we doing here? Please. And with Matt Nagy in Kansas City, Alex Smith won all those games. They didn't need a quarterback. It was all about a special talent with Mahomes. This is not remotely the same kind of scenario. No reference to the schedule. No reference to the Rams week 1. I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose it. It must be Justin Fields week 1. He should be given every chance to be the Bears' starting quarterback. I refuse to believe you, Matt Nagy. I refuse. Aaron Rodgers sounds more and more comfortable than ever with not returning to the field for the Green Bay Packers. I'm telling you, I don't think he's ever playing again for Green Bay. If the Denver Broncos are able to pull off a blockbuster trade for the disgruntled QB, how would this season look in Denver? Let's talk this out. Let me tell you how it would look. Super Bowl. The upside for the Aaron Rodgers-led Denver Broncos would be the Super Bowl. Now, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs would still be favored, but Aaron Rodgers and the Denver Broncos would be in the same conversation as Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills and with any other team you want to throw out there. You put Aaron Rodgers on this team, I mean, just look at the start to the season. You beat the Giants, the Jaguars, the Jets, the Ravens at home. You win in Pittsburgh. You beat the Raiders. You might not lose a game until you play in Cleveland. I mean, don't get it twisted now. You put Aaron Rodgers on the Denver Broncos with those weapons, with Jerry Jeudy, with Sutton, with KJ Hamler, with Noah Fant. Are you kidding me? This would be a team and with good players who can run the football. Melvin Gordon, I love how they stole Williams in the second round of the draft. Denver Broncos could win 13 games this year. I mean, this is not a team with Aaron Rodgers that would just sneak into the playoffs. And look, I know Von Miller said not paying attention to the Rodgers rumors and in Drew Lock we trust. I mean, what was he going to say? He would cut off his left pinky in order to play with Aaron Rodgers and have an opportunity to win another Super Bowl? Look, Bradley Chubb, I assume, would have to be part of the deal. Same with 3 first-round picks, maybe a second-rounder, whatever it takes. You listen to Rodgers, and, you know, he's talking to the press today with Tom Brady, promoting the golf event coming up on TNT in early July, and you can tell that he is just not thinking about Green Bay, and he is absolutely dug in, as he should be, as we've talked about at length. I don't think Rodgers is ever playing again for the Green Bay Packers. The Denver Broncos should offer Green Bay anything and everything, and the Denver Broncos would absolutely, with their defense, think about the corners now with Fuller and Surtain, Vic Fangio kind of corners. This would be a 13-win Aaron Rodgers-led Bronco team with a chance to win the Super Bowl.